a man that's going to wear that jacket is also going to have to back it up on the football field. And listen, I don't want to say quietly, but there's been a lot of talk nationally about a lot of other quarterbacks putting up numbers. But the reality is your numbers this year somehow are even better than they were at this time a year ago. How are you feeling? What does it feel like when you're in that groove right now?
Well, I think at this point, there's still a lot of things that, I'm trying to figure out within our offense. I mean, you ever had a feeling where you're doing good, but, the stats say you're doing good, but on the other hand, you don't feel like you're there yet? I think that's where I'm at. The stats say one thing, but I still feel like there's a lot more that I can improve on to become, the best player that I can be within this offense.
I'm not sure what the stats say, but that's how I feel on a daily basis. I'm just not quite there yet, brother. I'm working on it. Tim Tebow said to me last weekend during SEC Nation that, and he didn't hesitate, Tua. He said Tua's the best football player in the country. And I know that what you're doing statistically, you guys are blowing people out left and right, but where are you growing? This is the third straight year you've had a new offensive coordinator. Where are you growing the most here in the first month?
I'd say I'm growing a lot where I'm not trying to look at something and try to pray that it's going to, be open. If it's not open, I'm going to move on to my next guy and staying disciplined with my reads, and going all the way back to taking the check down, things I usually didn't do last year because, the first guy or the second guy are usually open last year. So just being able to go through my entire progression and taking what the defense gives me.
One of my favorite moments of the 2019 season so far is when your brother engaged in his first touchdown, right? And you are running around like a wild heathen trying to find your helmet so that you can rush up and embrace your brother. What was that moment for your family, Tua?
Well, it was awesome. It wasn't something that was big as far as him throwing a touchdown. That was his first play. He had the opportunity to get in. You'd say that was a good handoff. But, just the fact that he had the opportunity to get in and, everyone executed the play, seeing how happy he was, it made me happy. And, that was something we talked about a lot, just for my brother just to wait patiently. And, if things like that come, they come, and so just take what, the opportunity gives.
What are those conversations? That intrigues me. The conversations you and he have about growing as people, growing as quarterbacks, and with all of your success, you obviously have that credibility, not only as an older brother, but as a successful football player. What do those entail, Tua?
Well, I think my brother helps me a lot more than he thinks. He has a lot of questions about the offense that sometimes I can't even answer. And so kind of having that relationship, I would end up going to, Coach Sarkisian and asking Coach, why would we run this play, against this coverage or against this coverage, and then we'd get the answer. And so, I think it's a two-way street from here, with me and my brother. But I'm glad he's here. And I don't know. It's just different, having family members, like close to you, just anytime and anywhere you are.
So I got a little brother, and my rule with him always was, he's way bigger than I am now, so he takes care of me. But back then it was like, okay, I can pick on my brother, but you're not allowed to pick on my brother because then we're going to have words. What's that like for you in the locker room? How's that dynamic work? You're like, y'all get off of him, or are you like, hey, you might want to get on him a little bit right now?
Well, I don't really get on my brother as much because a lot of the coaches do that. I let the coaches get on him. There's no reason as to why they should feel, I can't coach, Taulia because of his older brother. That's just the way we were brought up, I'd say. And it's respect for your elders. And so if any of my teammates kind of, got into it with my brother and, things kind of got hectic there, then I think that's when, I'd have to step in.
Yeah. What do you think how would you describe the daily expectation of you from Coach Saban? He's as demanding a coach as there is at the collegiate level and maybe in all of sport, period. What does he expect of you every single day as one of the leaders of this program?
Well, he expects me to be an example, you know, for a lot of the younger guys and just for guys on the team, period. That means going to class on time. That means doing the things you're supposed to do. I mean, just being an example, you know, for these guys so that, you know, when an opportunity does come for them to do something and they did something else wrong, you know, they can always revert back to leaders, you know, like me or a defensive guy or someone else as an example for that.
All right, I think every time we've had you on the show, and it's been several times, and we appreciate that, we've had a hair question at some point.
Yeah, it's looking good.
And so we're both sitting here admiring that hair. Do you measure the height? Like, do you know what your record is for how high the fade has gotten at some point?
I'm not really. I actually haven't really touched the top since June.
Okay.
So
no, it's awesome.
It's getting up there.
When you come in the locker room after the game and and your helmet's off,
yeah.
Do you have like helmet pad divots in the high top there?
A little. I mean, my hair is like, it gets wet and then like it's just like flat. You know, like it just gets so flat and my hair just gets curly after.
Yeah, there's a part of me that thought it would have been like one of those can of like those spring snakes that pop out. Like you take your helmet off and pop it. That's the complete opposite of that. All right, man, we appreciate it. And yeah, but we need do us a favor before we have you on the next time. We need a measurement. And
all right.
Yeah, we need to know. We need to know what the record is.
All right, sounds
You're the man,
good.
dude. Thank you for hanging out. We appreciate you. Have fun this weekend against Ole Miss.
Thank you, bud.
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
We're so glad you're watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, make sure you subscribe to ESPN Plus. We'll see you there.